started so we can at least take care of the business that we need to take care of. Hello, this is the Zoning Board of Appeals. It's Tuesday, May 13th. I am Janice Tatarka. I am joined by Hector Velez, Adam Roy, Will Chechio, again Janice Tatarka, Marilyn Vega Torres, Joe Mahoney, Hugo Perdomo, and Arthur Arsenault. We are waiting for one more member, but we can get started on what we're doing first. We've had a case 2024-20-26, 105 to 115 Park Street and 12 Essex Street, 1 Ellsworth Street. There's been a request to continue that to June 10th meeting. Do I have a motion to do that? Arthur, all in favor? John, second. Joe, all in favor? Aye. So that has been moved to June 10th. The next one is 2025-02, 18 and 24 Grandview Road. We've also had a request to continue that to June 10th. Do I have a motion? Joe, second. Hugo, all in favor? Aye. Okay, the next case is the first one in front of us. It's 89 Clinton Street, Joseph Perlin Honda, for special permit and variance seeking approval for construction of a rear addition, which is a change to an existing non-conforming structure. Again, this will not be decided today since it's a special permit. It will be going before the planning board on the 27th. Where will that be, in the regular place? Will that be in City Hall? So it'll be on the 27th, it'll be the planning board, and it'll be back here at the June 10th meeting. So who is here, Mr. Perlin-Tonda? I think you're here. So why don't you get up and introduce yourself formally for the record. We're restarting. We've been joined by our final member, Joan Cromwell. So Mr. Perlin-Tonda, why don't you again introduce yourself loudly so that it can be heard, and tell us what you're planning.
So it's Joseph Perlin-Tonda, 89 Clinton Street, obviously in Chelsea. I'm planning on putting an addition in the back of my house. So it's going to be an addition that's going to have a bedroom, bathroom, and then the kitchen will be extended out.
Your personal kitchen?
Personal kitchen will be extended out to meet and conform with bedroom and bathroom, okay? The reason we're doing this here is because I have elderly in-laws that are going to come and live with us. They need home care, and they can't make the front of the stairs because there's too many steps there. So if they come around the back and entrance, and that way there, it's all on one level, which means so we'll have your own private bedroom, bathroom, and the kitchen will be off to that by being extended out, so we'll be able to access that. Everything will be all on the same floor, which will make it easier for us and for them.
Any questions before I open to the public? A couple of quick comments and questions. Number one, make sure you need a variance, which is the minimum yard setback. So there were requirements that you should double check with the board, the department,
Sure.
but you need to meet 4 requirements to do that. And all 4 of the requirements have to be met before we, as a board, can approve the variances. We don't have that much leeway in that. And what's the size of what you're proposing?
It's going out to be 25 by 28 feet.
Okay. Is there anybody who wishes to speak on this matter? Please stand up.
Yes, my name is Ana Arando.
And talk just so that she can capture your address, please.
I live at 91 Clinton Street, next to Joe. And I am concerned about this project because I think it can bring a lot of drawbacks to the neighbors, like more traffic, more noise, more parking issues. And already Joe has 2 sections of the house rented. So I don't know if he's going to make this law, he's going to rent it. So I'm concerned for the noise and my privacy also. My backyard is just right with him. And recently Joe put a big window on his side. I came out and he's just looking at my backyard. So I feel like my privacy has been invaded and nobody cares about it. So I'm very careful now. And another thing is that this addition can decrease the property value, my property value. So for all the inconvenience that it can cause. And another thing that I think is even more serious, that area being too crowded with too many people, I think increases the fire hazard for us. So those are my concerns.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak on this? Okay, this is not going to close the public participation portion of this. As we said, May 27th to the planning department, to the planning board, and then back here on June 10th in front of the zoning board. And if you have any other comments, you're welcome to come back that day as well. The public, it's still open. Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
So, we are free to go.
Yes.
You like
I told you there's
you are
something
free.
for you.
Thank you.
The next case in front of us is 2025-0413 Medford Street, Alex Monterey, for a special permit and variance seeking approval for the construction of a roof deck which does not meet the minimum requirements for front yard setback, rear yard setback, side height setback, and side combined setback. As with the previous case, we're not going to be deciding this today. You have to go before the planning board on the 27th of May, and then back here on June 10th. Okay, so why don't you introduce yourself for the record and tell us what you're proposing?
My name's Alex Monterey. I live at 13 Medford Street, apartment number 3. I'm proposing to build a 15-foot 2 by 17-foot 10 deck on my roof. There's existing footings in place, existing roof access via a staircase in the unit. It's an existing non-conforming structure. I essentially have nowhere else to put any sort of outdoor space above the sidewalk in the front and two neighboring properties on each side of me in contact with me and fire escape. Second means of egress in the back where I can't build it. So the roof is essentially the only place, my only option for building that place.
You know, we've in the past approved these kind of things. There were restrictions on how we approved them, I just so you know.
Right.
And also this is also a case where the variance, so you're going to have to understand. Any other questions before I open it to the public?
Can you just explain how big it is, what you plan on doing on the roof decks, just, is it gonna be?
Yep, it'll be 15-foot 2 by 17-foot 10.
How far away from the edges?
I don't have those numbers on me at the moment. It'll be within a foot of the neighboring properties. It's smaller than, what I'm proposing is smaller than other existing roof decks on the same street. Those ones aren't visible from street level, so it's not going to be an eyesore in the front and the rear for the neighbors. I don't have the exact measurements from the front and the rear.
That's not gonna take up the whole entire,
No.
it's just a section, towards the back or towards,
Like dead center.
it's a dead center?
Are you the only person going to be using the deck?
I'm the only person who has access to the roof. It's through my unit, so yes.
So the other units won't be using it. It's personally.
And they're okay with you?
Yes, I've got it there.
Before I open it up, is there anybody who wishes to speak on this? There being none, I'm not closing the public participation portion of this. You go to the planning board, make sure that you have the proper setback, how it sits on the roof and that kind of stuff. I'm sure the directions are here as is. And they may have additional questions. Generally when we do these kind of things, we put restrictions on that you can't see from the roof, that you can't have anything that's going to go off, you can't have light, so there's a lot of restrictions. We've used, in the past, we've had restrictions. So you may have some imposed on you if this gets approved.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
so the 27th planning board, the 10th back here. For some.
All right, thank you very much.
So, the last case is a request for a modification to see whether it is minor or major. Where's the rest?
And we also have physical copies of the letter of plans in front of you.
Oh, geez. So 2024-16, 469 Washington Ave, LLC, Hector Prieto is declared it's a request for a modification from approved permeable pavers to regular driveways. This, we are here to determine if it's a major or minor modification. Could you describe to us what it is that you're proposing and introduce yourself and tell us what you're proposing and why?
Good evening, Hector Prieto, 114 Addison Street, Chelsea, Mass. And what we're requesting is a modification to the driveway. So originally they were supposed to be permeable pavers. We're actually requesting to keep them as regular pavers. We are going to, in addition, add a drywall to each driveway to make up for the drainage situation. The reason we're requesting this is because we're actually on the slope. So my contractor and engineer tell me that the permeable pavers, they actually don't settle properly after the time they start to ship. And he's telling me between 6 to 9 months, we're gonna have an issue with settlement. So I'm trying to avoid that. Permeable pavers, you actually cannot compact them properly, so with regular pavers, I'll be able to compact the soil, because we have kind of a soft soil lift. So I'll be able to compact it properly, add gravel, pavers in, and then on top of that, I'm gonna add the extra dry wells that you see on the driveway. So originally, we just had the top 2, now we're gonna have 5 total.
So the question that I had, and when I read this, and I posed it to the planning department, is, the issue for the permeable pavers was there was concern about drainage. And I clearly don't claim to be an expert on this, but will the the wells that they are proposing, Mr. Prieto is proposing, address that concern? Will they address the concern about drainage? Will they effectively provide the same benefit that the permeable pavers do?
Yes, from the Department of Urban and Land Use Planning, when we reviewed these plans, we did determine that, like you said, the goal of the permeable pavers was to accommodate, stormwater runoff and drainage, and we do feel that these additional dry wells will serve that same purpose. And with the kind of structural issues that Mr. Prieto pointed out, we feel that this is a kind of necessary modification. So yes, the department would view this as a minor.
Thoughts, people?
This only for the front driveways or the one on the side and the back?
Yeah, no, so there's 5 total, and we have 4 driveways. So each driveway has their own driveway.
Or do they change it, will go only to the front driveways?
Oh, yes, correct, yes. So the change is, you can't really see it because the vehicles are shown on the plan, those little, yeah, exactly, that's it. Those are the additions, so it's 1, 2, and 3.
So the ones on the side are okay?
Those are, the only thing you're proposing to change on is those 2 right there.
But in the third one, so we're
Oh, the
adding
third
3, correct.
So you're adding 3,
Additional.
you're replacing it and adding 3 wells.
Correct, for each driveway. So those are the original driveways that had pavers, the one up top actually is existing.
So those on the bottom are the ones on top.
So you won't have trees on the big driveway then? Like, if we go down, on the left, those trees?
No, they're still there, yes, we're still putting those.
So the only change that you're proposing and what was previously approved is the replacement of the permeable pavers.
Correct.
And the addition of the...
Well, I mean, the replacement and replacing them with the wells.
Yeah.
Or where the asphalt would go for the trees in there?
Well, no, they'll be planted with pavers.
But on the plan shows the driveway is just stuck, it's like a triangle, not the actual driveway.
Is the driveway goes out the other way?
Yeah.
Is that how do you back out of that, is what he's saying?
Not the
Out in
house.
the trees?
Oh, yes, that was all asphalt originally.
That's not, no, I think he's trying to say that look at the driveway, go to that driveway right there that's closest to the trees. When you come out of that driveway, are you going to be hitting the tree, how can you avoid the trees?
Oh, no, we have 11'6", so we do have the clearance for a vehicle.
Okay,
And that hasn't changed from the original plan.
if the map says, the plan shows the proposed asphalt, so that means those arrows going side to side, left and right, so that's the whole driveway?
Well, just the front of the property, and then the driveway itself, there'll be the pavers.
So why is not showing the actual driveway? You know what I mean? It just showed a whole.
I think that whole area is considered a drive, that's hard top.
Yeah, so originally we left that like that because it would be easy to maneuver the cars, and maybe, let's say, for example, on the right side, you can swing the car around as opposed to coming off onto Washington Ave.
So
It's
I
a
think
busy
that's why we
street.
approved it that way in the past, so that they wouldn't be backing into Washington. Do we think it's major or minor? Minor or major, Arthur? Joan? Then, do we have a motion to make this, to Marilyn make a motion to
I'll make a
approve this?
motion, yes, that's a minor.
Second by Joe, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you, board members. Thank
thank
you.
you. And thank you for making sure that the drainage issue wasn't there. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
We have to be so excited about it. Made by Arthur, second by Joan, all in favor? Aye.
You just take an hour and 50 minutes.